Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. So much arrogance, so much bullying, so much chutzpah, and that comes from the president-elect of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky. It's not necessarily him who is, the guy who he's just a trumpet. He's not the decision maker. What am I talking about? Well, look at this article and you tell me what is wrong with the sentence. All right? We must start supplying aircraft for Ukraine. What's wrong with this sentence? We, who's we? We must start supplying aircraft to Ukraine. Like Ukraine is this is the first time when I hear this, where this guy is trying to play the like he's outside of it. It's like Ukraine is like a poor little country that he's going to save together with the Westerners, and we must. Why don't you supply? How are you going to supply anything to Ukraine? You tell me how we must. How are we must? How we must? I would like to know who's we. Always when you say, let's do it, we must do this. Who's we exactly? We is they, not you. You're over there to do your job, ask all the time, never be satisfied, and I understand that. You're what you are. The other guys are the problem, let's put it this way. So they must supply, not we. You don't supply anything. It's just bullshit. Okay, you're the number one bullshitter in the area. So we must start supplying aircraft to Ukraine. Now let me remind you about how all these things started. I have a little list here written down. Yeah, we have to write down certain things. How it all started. How did we get to we must supply aircraft, fighter jets to Ukraine? Remember, my mountain slope theory model is you start slowly and you end up wherever you want it with everything. So remember when the evil Russians invaded, unprovoked, invasion of Ukraine, there was no, airplanes in talk. Nobody talked about it. Why? Because we were at the beginning of the mountain slope. But they started with javelins, javelin, the little things that you just blow shit. All right, they started with that. And they ended up now with airplanes. Okay, what was the next move? Howitzers, 155 millimeter this, 155 that, howitzers and all that. Okay, what was that? What was next? The next was HIMARS. Remember? The short-range missile defense systems, air defense systems. Remember that one? Okay, what was after that? Let me get my list here. After that, it was armored vehicles. Before that was the NASAMS. You remember NASAMS? The same kind of HIMARS, a little bit longer range systems. Then we get to what? To armored vehicles. Remember those ones? Those ones were provided, if you remember, by the Brits, correct? They were provided by the Americans, Bradleys. They will provide them, right? The French sent their AMX something, those lightweight tanks with a big cannon on rubber wheels. Remember that one? The Germans provided their, Mardens. So those were the heavy, the armored vehicles. What was next? The next was tanks. Remember? So we are up here, starting from javelins, pop. Now they ended up where? Tanks. Remember? After armored vehicles, tanks. Tanks. They started with T-72 tanks from Slovenia, 80, 240 from Poland and other areas that we are not aware of. Remember, they were provided with S-300 batteries from Slovakia. Remember that one? The Russians blew them up in the first day or so when they arrived over there, but somehow they couldn't blow up any HIMARS missile systems. Now what was next after that? They got the tanks, and they got the tanks. So we're right on the top. What kind of tanks? I said T-72, and then what next? The Brits will provide Challenger 2, right? The French might provide and will provide, how do you call that, Leclerc tanks. I forgot to mention the Caesar howitzers. Remember those ones, the Caesars? Okay, those are French, back in time. What was next? As I said, now they're Abrams, they have Leopard 2, they have Challenger 2, they're going to have Leclercs, and they have T-72. And now they want what? Fighter jets. Fighter jets, they're going to have MiG-29 from Slovakia, said we're going to give them. Poland going to give MiG-29 because they're going to get F-16s or maybe better. And now we find out that they are talking about sending F-16s. Even Lockheed Martin said we will provide with F-16s any country that would like to give it to Ukraine. Just ask. Just place your orders. Hey, wait, not so fast. Create a line, not a Romanian line, everybody here. No, one file, right there, one line, civilized. All right, not Romanian one with elbows and all that. And I'm serious about that. That's why I call that Romanian line, because that's how it was when I was in Romania. Very civilized. Anyway, so this is, and what's going to be next? What's missing? Besides, they will have Patriot air defense systems. Remember those ones? Operated by about 80 personnel, military personnel, people, 80. They will have Patriot systems. What's missing? They're missing two things to get to the top. And it's not nuclear weapons. They will not get that one. That's for sure. They will get long-range missile systems. That's what they want. And troops. Now, I suspect, and that's just my gut feeling, I suspect that one way or another, under certain kind of names and terms, the troops are there already. Under, volunteer, international volunteer, why you sign a contract outside of the United States and one account or outside of Ukraine before you enter Ukraine, and the other one is with Ukraine as a volunteer. So when the Russians shoot you or the Russians, get you a prisoner, they're going to find your paperwork as being the volunteer. But actually, your contract is outside of Ukraine. Being a active military personnel in whatever NATO army that you belong to. And the Russians will find out about it never. So they are right at the top of the mountain slope. All right, right there. As I said, long-range missile defense systems, All right, and then troops. That's all they need. Aircraft, they're going to receive it. So when this weasel here says that we must start supplying aircraft for Ukraine right here, poor guy, he's like, aww, yeah. President Volodymyr Zelensky believes that after the decision on tanks, Ukraine should be supplied with aircraft. And this is an important task. Okay, you will get it. And I'm quoting Zelensky, we should also start supplying long-range missiles. I didn't read the article. My God, I told you this is the next one. I didn't read the article, my friends. We should also start supplying long-range missiles for Ukraine. It is important that we expand our cooperation in artillery, and we must reach the point of supplying aircraft for Ukraine. And it's a dream, and this is the task. This is an important task for all of us. So I'm telling you, they will receive that. Okay, what else are they asking here? Because I didn't even see that. So anyway, this is, this, I can't keep this. I'm going to put it in the title because I didn't see this right here, the long-range missile. I knew that it was coming because I know how they operate. It was just a guess. I mean, by, using my model, I knew that it was going to come. I told you, nuclear weapons will not come. What are you doing here? So nuclear weapons will not come, but military personnel probably is already there and operating certain kind of HIMARS systems and all that. But anyway, we shut up, and they will receive everything they need. So you get to work tomorrow early and start working extra if they allow you, obviously, because you have to do some extra time. They will tax you more, and you can send your taxes to Lockheed Martin eventually, and they can send them F-16s and others, okay? Because we have to do it. All right? But we live in a free world. The free world with free people. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.